Hi, good afternoon. Great to be here as ever. Like every year, Edward Glyn. I head up global markets at Calastone, the world's largest global funds transaction network. 25 years in the industry, mixture of funds, fintech, securities market infrastructure, and we've had a great day here today. So this is actually something we were discussing early on at one of the panels. So the mutual fund as we know it has been around since 1924. So next year it will be a century old. And there have not been a lot of changes or innovation within that time. And I think the big question the industry is asking at the moment is a fund fit for purpose? And perhaps you mentioned the word tokenization. That is one of the tools or technology that a lot of us in the industry are looking at to make a fund more fit for purpose and to increase value proposition back to the end investor and to make our businesses as a whole much more sustainable in the future. So we've been looking at tokenization and distributed ledger technology probably for about the past 8-9 years. We started looking at that tech at the beginning for our own usage, but then we thought about how we could externalize that for clients. So we have been working in partnership with Microsoft using their Azure and CCF technology to really bring the future of funds using this tokenization technology to our client base. And I don't know whether or not you read in the press yesterday, but we've been working with the Monetary Authority of Singapore and numerous clients, one I can mention is Schroders, about how do we make the tokenized asset management world, tokenized funds, tokenized investment vehicles, how do we make that a reality going forward? So looking around the industry, I think a lot of people have made the mistake about just looking at the technology and doing small little proofs of concepts or bilateral trading amongst two counterparties. But one of the things that we've seen is that the value of our network, so 3,500 financial institutions plus in 55 countries, it's the value of the network that you need in order to get the scale to make this sort of stuff really work. And it's about, I think, being practical as well, really understanding the use cases that will be most meaningful to the community. Our community are made up of asset managers, distributors, or asset servicers, really understanding their pain point, how they wish to interact with the next generation of investors, and really making funds and investment vehicles much more engaging, exciting, fast, cheap, more choice, more personalized, and really building that industry business case for us to collaborate together and launch this stuff. So I think probably the coolest part of my job is that I get to spend my life with the execs, the C-level folks at the largest global fund players around the world. And tokenization is very much at the forefront of everybody's agenda. I think the latest stats that we saw was something around $16 trillion by 2030, 10% of GDP will be in some sort of a tokenized investment. We've worked with clients since the beginning to understand really what does the future look like, but how can you go on a journey, a realistic path to get there? And they very much bought into the model that we put towards them, both in terms of future of fund servicing, but also tokenized investment vehicles. Well, you know what, I think it's a great question. And when we come back here next year, we can see whether or not I was right. But we are very much making a very significant investment in this space. And I think as we go through the next 12 to 24 months, this is the critical time for the industry to take advantage of this once-in-a-generation opportunity to make our industry better. So I absolutely think that tokenization is the future for our industry. It will happen. It will be adopted at scale. We're seeing that through the various use cases and projects that we're working on at the moment. When we bring that entire community together, asset managers, distributors, asset services, and the end client as well, this is the next big thing for the industry, and we're delighted to be powering it.